Good evening to one and all present here. It's my immense pleasure to welcome you all for today's talk series. Today's talk series is based on the topic nanomaterials and nanotechnologies in advanced oxidation process for water processing and engineering by Dr. Sivarasan Ganesan. He is a postdoctoral fellow, Department of Medicinal and Applied Chemistry, Kaohsiung City, Taiwan. He did his bachelor degree in Department of Chemistry in the year 2006 to 2009, Periyar University, Salem. He did his Master of Science in Environmental Science in Bharatiyar University in the year 2012 to 2014 and his Master of Philosophy in the same Environmental Science in the same university in the year 2014 to 15. His PhD research is based on environmental science in the same university of 2015 to 2018. His current research is on environmental application of chicken feathers waste, derived carbon-based molybdenum oxide nanocomposite materials, derived biodiesel waste, derived linguistic cellulosic biomass as effective biosorbent for removal of sulfa-methiazole drug, green synthesis of biocompatible nanostructure hydropeptide from Cyrnus myrgella fish scale. He also presented a paper entitled on the treatment of soya oil refinery effusion using electrooxidation and electrocoagulation process in International Conference on International of Water from Pollution to Purification at Mahatma Gandhi University, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. The floor is all yours, sir.
Welcome, Shiva.
Okay, sir. Hello.
Yeah, welcome, Shiva. Present it.
Okay.
Yeah, you share it only.
Okay. Right. Hello.
It's audible.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wouldn't everyone? I'm Dr. Sivarasan Ganesan from Kaohsiung Medical University, Taiwan. I'm going to share my knowledge in the topic of advanced oxidation process by using this title. I have to share my uh, presentation first. Okay, my content is nanomaterials and nanotechnologies in advanced oxidation process for wastewater processing and engineering. Before, when I was entering into the subject, I just intro to my lab. My lab name is Nano and Green Analytical Lab. It was in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. Professor Dr. Vinod Kumar Punusamy is my guide. Um, last 2 years, we have um, we have did so many research projects related to the environmental applications. All the applications is based upon the advanced oxidation process. Not only for these 2 years before when I was starting this research work. And startingly, I was doing my PG in environmental science from Bardha University. That time, and final year itself, I started this work. Um, Initially, I started with electrochemical degradation. Electrochemical degradation. Uh, one of my senior was also working in this same Sakti Soya industry. So he only the uh, s- uh, starting this work to learn. I just learned this work into my senior. Still, it was going for first we can go for the title nanomaterials and nanotechnologies. Everyone we should know the nanotechnologies and nanomaterials. Already previous so many experts they have explained in this two different fields. My topic is application field, but nanomaterials I utilized nanomaterials and nanotechnologies into the advanced wastewater treatment process. So I just discussed with these two topics. Before starting advanced oxidation process, we should know about some few introduction about um, wastewater. Over the world, there are so many wastewaters are there. We need to divide into three types: agricultural waste, chemical waste, and um, um, household waste. These are all the three major subjects, uh, fields. Um, for each effluent, it was containing different types of behaviors, but that all over the world last 60 years they can use the following only one common method, that is ETP STP. Everyone we know in this chemical industry students. Um, that is that common principle is physical treatment, chemical treatment, and biological treatment continues with the filtration method. This is the most common method. This is conventionally it was more conventional for all over the world for developed countries, but uh, our countries, developing countries, and some of the undeveloped nations, they won't considering this wastewater techniques because of this cost and technical issues, that uniqueness, everything it was the default. So we can go for the very advanced method. Also, one of the reason is some all the wastes are not um, treated by this common treatment method, because, for example, in our surrounding places, so many pharmaceutical chemical industries are there, and here by in South India, Ahmedabad itself, Hyderabad, they have some more than 120 different types of medium and big scale pharmaceutical companies are there. They can produce per year, per day, 4 lakhs liters of water as a pharmaceutical wastewater. But this common method, it will not used for treating this wastewater. They are some of the peoples, they are illegally injected into the surface water. Even our surrounding that dyeing industries. Tamil Nadu is one of the most famous knitting unit having uh, is- um, having industries. Um, there are more than 1 lakh rupees, 1 lakh crore rupees per annum they can turn over. But in 2012, that one incident was happened near Erode, Namakkal, Karur, Tirupur, this kind of areas, and that Central Pollution Control Board announced to uh, uh, stop the production, because they don't they are illegally dispose this water into the surface water. Even people they won't still they won't aware for this wastewater treatment, because why we need to treatments, we are uh, living living in the one ecological chain. When one this ecological chain, one it will be affected means that the entire system it will be collapsed. For example, when you are disposing into the dyeing industry, directly dispose into the water into Noyal River. That Noyal River species that it will affect it into the nearby the plants. For example, phytoplanktons. That phytoplanktons eaten by fish. That finally the fish eaten by people. This process was continued means that endocrine disrupting um, of our body, it will be highly affected. It was producing long term acute and chronic diseases. Um, Already many of the scenarios it was ongoing. Uh, that's what this wastewater treatment is very important conversation. This is also um emerging trend. Uh, Also, this is the overall treatment process all over the world. They are following uh, effluent treatment plant and sewage treatment plant. They are following designed by using this 4 steps. They if suppose one industry is there, means they are send all the wastewater into the one plant. There, that is one first pre-treatment was happened. That is macromolecule was removed by this entire process. That macro particles will be removed. Then again go for the equalization tank. That the tank it was equalized the water. It was adjusting the pH. So here we can add so much chemicals like sulfuric acid or lime. We can utilize the utilized for this chemical and equalization process. After that, we can go for chemical treatment for that is electrocoagulation process. In this process, we can reduce the most of the 60% of the waste. Here, it was going to the flock formation. Remaining 40% of the water, treated untreated water, it was going for the aerobic chamber, and then it was that oxygen rich water. It was going to the microbial chamber. That microbial chamber it was as containing so much microbes. That microbes taking this waste as a organic waste as a feed. It was end of the product. They will give the water and ammonia gas and carbon dioxide as the end product. So we can get 90% of the pure water. Most of them people they are using this two treatment process. That treatment process, without that treatment process, we can directly dispose this water into the surface water. This is also it will be acceptable, but in developed countries they are going for next level. Their tertiary treatment that is very expensive. That is filtration treatment. That membrane filter is very expensive. Each 3 to 6 months. That lifetime is 3 to 6 months only. Each 6 months only we need to change that filter membrane. That is too difficult. Also we need to add carbon filter for micro level pollutants and remaining particles. That pathogens we they are removed by this aerator disinfectant by this UV treated. This is the most common method. This method is not uh, acceptable for this pharmaceutical dry water or dyeing industrial wastewater, because this dyes and pharmaceutical drugs having special characterization. For example, the pharmaceutical drugs having super hydrophobic capacity and also persistent nature. That half life itself it was too difficult to degrade. So we can go for some of the advanced method. Um, Advanced oxidation process is one of the adequate method. Many of the R&D projects it was going in this field. Um, Normally the environment science people they know about the water quality analysis, but some of the people the physics and the chemistry and other also UG people they don't know about the water quality analysis. If suppose a single purified water will containing, how we can consider this water is become pure water. They can analyze to more than uh, for 14 parameters. Then only we can decide if all the 14 parameters it containing below the level of permissible limits. Then only that will be acceptable for drinking purposes. In this wastewater treatment means it was containing more than 112 one. If suppose you are if you are treating this effluent into drinking water, you can analyze more than 120 different types of parameters. Also that seawater, you can treat this seawater into drinking purpose. You can finalize, you can find out at least 54 different parameters for um, uh, analysis, quality analysis. that PHT, total suspended solids, total hardness, micronutrients, total organic carbon, chemical oxygen demand, biological oxygen demand, chloride, suspended solids, pathogens. These are the most of the important parameters. This is not a easy way. Each parameter having it was too expensive. So if suppose we can do some of the treatment process in laboratory scale, we can do all the parameters. uh, it was taking a total time and everything. So we can consider in this total organic carbon and chemical oxygen demand. These are two parameters are the indicators for uh, determining this um, water quality. This is the advanced oxidation process. Why normally oxidation is everyone we know, but why this process is because so advanced oxidation means that that oxidation, if suppose we can choose the water will contain a hydroxyl radical. We can oxidize the hydroxyl radical into the excited level. That excited level placed into the um, um, self cleaning, self degrading approach. Normally, hydroxyl radical was utilized for advanced oxidation process. Otherwise, that ozone molecules sometimes that analytes of the solution also act as a um, uh, radical. That radical's main purpose is main principle of this radical. It was getting energy lower level to higher level means that was within a few microseconds it was affected the surrounding organic molecules and degraded decompose the structure nature, decomposing the structure. That is the nature of this species. Mostly hydroxyl radical is the topmost species for advanced oxidation process, because it is highly reactive. Without partiality, any kind of drug it was degraded. uh, that generation of the molecules it is very easy. um, and also it was short-lived, harmless, eco-friendly, everything. But based on this principle, so many applications it was going on. That is ozonation, electrochemical degradation, proton penton reaction, electrocoagulation, microwave ultrasound reactions, especially photocatalytic reactions, etc. Mm, the main drawbacks of this, if suppose directly that single step process we have to utilize for in this wastewater treatment means it is not easy. One drawback is there in this advanced oxidation process, that is suppose when you are where you have one molecule you need to degrade that, it will that hydroxyl continuous process continuous hydroxyl radical will attack the organic compound. For example, you look like this. It was I just created in this my image into the internet just for an example. If suppose this is the primary molecule, it's containing one NH group. For if suppose when you are adding this, if suppose you can imagine this molecule is there in the water means, and you are when you are forming the radical, that OH radical will target into the loose bond. First primary bond is NH2. After that, it was creating affecting that finally, it was going some short chain carboxylic acids. Here there is a problem that short chain fatty acids or carboxylic acids are not easily decomposed by in this hydroxyl radical. So we need to add some other technique to uh, utilize this advanced oxidation process for treating effluent waste. Actually, I just discussed with my research experience before when I was joining my MPhil degree and final year PG project. I did this work. This is very simple work: electrocoagulation and electrooxidation. Both of them are already commercially available techniques, but morally uh, we are combined this both technique for continuous process. End of the result we can find it was amazing results. That individual treatment process is more effective in this combined process. So we can conclude that this combined process is more effective. This is the overall parameters. Just taken the soy oil industrial effluent. I just determined the entire parameters, and after the end of the electrochemical process, I did the um, same work. End of the result, I get good result for all the um, parameters: GDS, chloride, potassium, phosphates, sodium, sulfate, and nitrate, etc. It is a simple work. This is done by this PG degree. After that, later I joined an MPhil program. I was learn. I just to discuss with the professor. I should learn to advance photocatalytic degradation. I don't know about it, but we have in my lab we have photocatalytic reactor. So I just utilized vanadium zinc composites. Already so many methods are there, but I just commercially purchased in these two composites separately. I just crushed with by using ball milling technique, and adding and we optimize the performance, photocatalytic performance. um, I'm using for visible light as a um, photon source. It is also one of the advanced oxidation technique. uh, Electrooxidation and photooxidation is um, two different methods coming under the advanced oxidation process. Previously, I showed electrocoagulation process and electrooxidation. This principle is that hydroxyl radical will getting that electrons into the surface, into the electrode surface, that was getting excited level to targeting that organic molecule. But here at photocatalytic oxidation means that external purpose is photon will give the energy to hydroxyl radical into the excited level to targeting that any kind of organic analytes. Here I am using simple methylene blue dye. All over the most of them people they are choosing anionic dye by methylene blue. Here also I am using under the time I don't know have any analyte, and here I don't have any facilities though, so I just used methylene blue. Also, but that was giving a good result. I was choosing four different ratio of vanadium zinc composites: 0.1:1, 1:1, and 1:2, 1:3. That means I just increasing the level of zinc oxide partially, but 1:1 was giving good performance. So we can conclude that a combination of when we are adding zinc into the vanadium molecule, that reason of the vanadium concentration, that performance it will be enhanced. So that individual catalyst uh, is less performance compared with this nano composite. This is the overall photocatalytic degradation studies. These two band gap energy is above 3.6, but we need to go for the photocatalytic degradation in solar light. So we need to uh, reduce that band gap. So I added vanadium. Suppose I just add vanadium, that vanadium molecules will reducing that band gap energy. So that main this is the principle for photocatalytic degradation. I get good result. So I'm going to next. I just go for the sensor works in this nanocomposites. Later, I was joined in PhD. I did this combined electro-oxidation and adsorption technique for pharmaceutical and personal care products treatment, wastewater treatment. This is the overall scheme of the research. I just simply add advanced oxidation treatment, that is electro-oxidation process. Here, that nano technology it was utilized. That electrode was made up by the multi-layer metal oxides. Mesh I was used for this electro oxidation process. End of the result also it was good, but um, that molecule was decomposed, but remaining I kept hydroxyl and OH molecule with fluoride, chloride, and carbon CO2 molecule itself. So I need to remove this chlorine, other impurities into the water. So additionally I added adsorption. Adsorption I'm using activated charcoal. That activated charcoal is um, prepared by biomass. That is I choose chicken waste. uh, End of this product, I should check with this toxicological studies by using nematodes. Most of them people they are using um, uh, some of the bacteria or mouse or whatever it is. But I am using C. elegans. It is a nematode. It was living in soil. It is one of the bioindicator. So I was choosing this material because this nine this entire body we kept 900 genes only. So all the genes are sequenced. So that process is very easy, so I can choose in this work. Without it, the only we can treat the add the adsorption AOP treated water. The nematode not survival rate is very low, but after combined electro-oxidation adsorption technique treated water we add in this nematode culture, that nematode will not affect that living time is stable. This is the simple electro-oxidation technique. This is just like a DC power supplier, uh, but that current and voltage both are uh, adjustable. Suppose nanotechnology students they are only considering about this material coating and thickness and other things, but apart from this nanotechnological work we need to commercialize this material. It is too difficult. We need to optimize more than 10 parameters. That is we are using different electrolytes into the solution. We can change the optimize that current density and sample volume and sample concentration and pH of the solution and treatment time, temperature, the distance between two anodes and anode sizes and thickness of the uh, layers. Everything we should analyze. End of the result only we should check it was work, it was good or not. Already we can compare this method into already commercially available method. Then only we can optimize which is the best way, it is good or not. Both all the parameters we should determine the quality of the water by using chemical oxygen demand.
Hello, you proceed, Bob. Hello.
made for pharmaceutical wastewater, because directly no one can give the pharmaceutical wastewater. I just choosing only sigma compounds. These molecules having, this is also one of the antibiotic. Most of this is very common antibiotic all over the world that people they are using eye and nose infection diseases. That half life is 1 day. um, it's containing one inorganic molecules inside, that is fluoride. That a long time exposure, if it was leached out into the environmental, it was giving some of the short term diseases. In this drug I was treat treat this electrooxidation technique. We get 100% of ciprofloxacin degradation, but we don't get um, COD and TOC 100%. Because of the reason is that entire organic molecule it will be decomposed, but that secondary products like very small chains are not decomposed. Due to this, it was taking too much of time. Uh, Also, it was taking too much of energy we have to input. So better we have to take another way. Suppose and we can get 100% of the drug degradation, uh, we can go for the combined oxidation process. Additionally, we need to add additional setup, that is adsorption. Adsorption is nothing, that is not a chemical process. It was absorbing that molecule into the any adsorbent. It was absorbing that molecule into the surface, and we can add the analyte, or the solvent. We can separate the activated charcoal into the reusable purposes. In this treatment, I used to um, uh, 50 to 20 milligram of ciprofloxacin containing effluent. I using 50 gram of 50 gram of 500 mg of activated charcoal for treating this effluent. Uh, End of this 90 minutes of treatment, I can get um, very nearby 100 percentage of fluoride and sulfate and COD reductions. So this I recommend this method for this future processes. Also, I should, this is the toxicological test studies. I get this uh, C. elegans toxicological work by using fluorescent microscopic method. Um, that was getting if suppose electro verum that advanced oxidation process, they can give more toxicity, but we can treating by using that one slide was missing that, but later we can add with the adsorption treatment. There is no uh, um, toxicological peaks was found. In this model, we could find it was published into the environmental management, that is also the reputed journal and elsewhere. That is enough. After that, I'm going to discuss about the few materials. Last year, I started why I was sharing my knowledge. Previous PhD works I should share into the where people means this works are very common, but I just initially I started with electrooxidation. That is basic stage. After that, when I was joining MPhil, I get I should learning something photocatalytic degradation. After later in my PhD, I should add one of the treatment method adsorption. So now I feel I'm the expert for this photocatalytic, electrochemical, and adsorption treatment. Based on these three treatments, I chose to, nanomaterials. in this year of 2020, I chose in these three materials. I think these three materials are the very hot materials. Um, Already so many works it was going for these three materials for this advanced oxidation process, but I am using Spenthora containing elements. Support Spenthora containing elements supported this hybrid molecules for uh, advanced oxidation process. We need to um, compare these two techniques, which is best. That kind of studies was ongoing. I think this is the current trend, and also my papers are in online, ready to publish in online, waiting for a final revision. This is also uh, one of our project. It is African tulip fruit waste. Uh, Most of the hill places, so many peoples they can see this fruit. This fruit is it's like a um, coconut shell. Do you know the shell? History of activated charcoal all over the world. There are more than 60% of the activated charcoal was produced by in India. Also in Pollachi said one big plant was there. So many plants are there. That the all over the world, our Pollachi in Pollachi, some of the industry produced some acrid charcoal that is the world high quality uh, biochar. Um, but that production that cleaning and uh, porous preparation processes it is more similar to the graphene synthesis. People nowadays searching for the cost effective method, so we are choosing some of the biomasses utilized into same high quality natural charcoal with low prices. Um, in this attempt, I tried more three or four different biomasses. This is also one of the best biomass. I get simply I just making into the biochar by using 200 degrees Celsius. After that, I added zinc chloride and potassium for making porosity. It was getting good porous, and also it was good absorption capacity of caffeine. And also I used tamarind shell. This is also one of the best biomass I used in this I just added my magnetic particle into this pyrolysis process. Finally I get this structure. It was amazing. That the same structure is like macro particles also, that especially this ions, it's like a hollow structure. That is also that the structure is inside in the carbon particles. So this is the best synthesis process. If suppose if you are using this uh, adsorbent for adsorption process, and that reproducibility of the adsorbent is more stable. Also I have done sensor work in this field, and I could not add in this adsorption field. It was ongoing. This work itself it was ongoing. So this is the overall research work. Um, some of the works I could not explain. Uh, in my in 1 or 2 months, it will be published on online. That's enough. I would stop here. And finally, I should thank to KSR College, Namakal, and special thanks to uh, Dr. Santosh Kumar sir and technician Shankar to given this opportunity, uh, and we can go for the discussion. Hello. Hello.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Shiva,
Okay.
Manaka, Kalai Kalai, Kalai. I think he's having the presentation.
Okay.
Kalai. Yeah, thank you, Shiva. Thank you, Shiva. Thank you so
Okay.
much for your session. It's
Okay.
a very nice session. So we'll
Okay.
discuss it later. So
Okay.
we'll meet in our next. Okay. Kalai Kalai, yeah. Shiva, doubts எதுவும் யாரையும் இது கேட்கல எதுவும் கிரியேட் பண்ணல.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Shiva. Nice session.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Shiva,
சொல்லுங்க.
yeah, just is see in chat box. Which software used in nanotechnology? I think
Which software used in nanotechnology? Software means I'm using Argin.
it's analytical software. It's not okay.
Analytical software means what are the if suppose I was using I need to draw the kinetics means I used Excel. I need to plot the nanoscience nanotechnology the XRD or whatever it is. I'm using Argin.
Shiva, please see the chat box. So Dr. K. Kannan
Okay.
sir,
Electro sustainability important for this process. How we do determine this electrode sustainability. Electrode sustainability means depends upon the metal oxide coating that sustainability will be differed. Mostly that people they are using graphene, titanium, ruthenium, tantalum, like this series. But coating technologies depends upon the stability. If suppose we are going for the electrospinning, that lifetime will be expanded, but we are using for normal a method that salt gel or whatever it is, dip coating method, this kind of methods is not sufficient. We need to go for the good coating technology. Then what is the efficiency of water catalyst than chemical catalyst in degradation process? For chemical degradation, chemical catalysis, what is the efficiency of photocatalysis? Chemical catalysis, I can't understand. If any questions? Photocatalysis means if you are using 5 gram of catalyst, it was using so many times, plenty of times. But when we are using a chemical, that is one time use, so we can lose the chemical. Also, it will not preferable. What is the efficiency of photocatalysis than chemical? So the ball milling method. For how much time ball milling must time? And actually, I just started 60 minutes each 40 minutes once. I just stop this ball mill for 15 minutes. Otherwise, that formation, uh, that too much of heat, it was changing that habitat of the species. What is the efficiency content chemical? What is the efficiency content of chemical catalyst? chemical catalyst mean all the catalysts are chemical only, but chemical means I can't understand. I think what is the efficiency content of efficiency? Thanks, but how do we overcome the electrode? But how do we overcome the electrode? Then chemical catalyst. Thanks sir for your answer. Comment how we can overcome the electrode. I just in this ball milling process, I just add 1:10 ratio of balls. That ball size I forgot it, but each one each 1 hour there are totally 16 times I just run the sample. Each time 15 minutes I just stop the process for reducing that heat. Nanotechnology means I can't understand. But suppose when we are synthesizing material, for example, I should check the FTIR or FTIR XRD means I can choose some argin. FTIR itself we can choose argin. XPSS means we can go for gas, and other parameters we can maximum we could find the results in uh, Argin file only. Argin 7 I used 8.8 Pro, I think 8.5.
Okay, Shiva. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Shiva. We'll end the
Okay,
session.
thank you for watching.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much.